Recording. All right, we're recording. Let's shut this music off. All right. Welcome back. Session 2. Still February 20th, even though I got to look at my watch just to be sure. And I'm super pumped, guys. I'll tell you. If you don't know, now you do. We were the March Madness champions last year, 2018. I'm telling you, if you don't know, now you know. But here's the thing. There was an email sent out to the whole region. You guys can see my screen. And this was sent out to the whole region. And normally, every other year in this March Madness tournament, when the email got sent out, Scott Dennis would send the email and be like, will the defending champion, so last year was like, will Amir Habash and his championship team hold on to the trophy? And the year before that, it was like, will Trey Harris and the Orlando team hold on to the trophy? This year, the email said, last year's champion was Mike Abramowitz in Clearwater, who will cut down the nets and win the title this year. Now, I don't know how you interpret that, but I interpret that as Scott Dennis already counted us out. All Scott had to do, all the region manager had to put in there, all he had to put in there was, or will the Clearwater team hold on to the trophy? That's just like one little sentence, right? Who will win this? Will Clearwater hold on to the trophy? But he didn't, so I take that as a challenge. This contest starts next week. Every rep under $30,000 in sales from every one of the offices that you see on this bracket is competing head-to-head competition. And week 1, we got some serious competition. We are up against the Gainesville organization, University of Florida. They got like, what, 50,000 students that go to University of Florida? We got what, St. Pete College, right? So we're up against a big organization and a big challenge. Week 1, there's no way that we're going to get knocked out week 1. So I'm going to just tell you, we need you all to step up. It starts next week. It's all for fun. It's all for the trophy. But we want to win. So when we beat Gainesville, then we're going to be up against, if you look, Trey Harris in Orlando is our next competition. UCF, that's a big-ass school too. That's a big-ass school. And then if we beat them, we're up against like David Vargas or Orlando Beerson in Fort Myers or San Juan, Puerto Rico. There's some of the top schools and top organizations. Like, this is serious competition. So all I'm saying is, if you don't want to sell Cutco for you, at least do it for the trophy. At least do it for the trophy, baby. All right. So to talk to you all tonight about the March Madness push, to kick things into gear, I asked Steven to follow to talk a little bit because Steven, he just went on winter break, and he went on a rant for winter break to sell $6, $7, $8 grand over winter break, so that way he could position himself to win an all-inclusive trip to the Bahamas. Now, to motivate you guys, I have a contest for Sunday that's going to be really hype. You guys can see I'm going to be giving away a brand new Cutco cleaver in the sheath. I also have a brand new Petite Santoku knife, mini chopper, given away on Sunday. All you got to do is just do your job. All you got to do, there's 15 days for this competition. 15 days for this competition, just like we talked about in session 1. It goes from February 25th through March 11th. 15 days for this competition. And I just want to give away free stuff just for doing your job. Shout out to Tori for already getting me for $1,000 in free Cutco in her fast start. So she already got me for $1,000 in free Cutco. She got a fisherman solution. She got a steak knife. She got a stainless table knife. She got an entire completion of her homemaker set, including a turning fork, spatula spreader, chef knife, butcher knife, slicer, carver, and carving fork. All of it.
No.
Just for doing the knife job. $1,000 in Cutco for free. That's
Wow.
pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So Steven wanted to talk for just a moment. He's going to give some tips. He's going to lay it down on what it means for March Madness, what it means for the push, really how to step up your game. So do you want to stay there? You want to come up here? Cool. So Steven's going to come up here and really give you the goods. Highly recommend you to have pen and paper ready to roll, to take some notes. For those of you guys that don't know, Steven DeFala is at over 50, just right at $50,000 in Cutco sales, okay? He is our number 2 representative for the campaign right now behind Dylan. He's approaching 10K in sales for the campaign. He's trained to open up his own office. He's going to be the youngest district manager in the region this summer at 18 years old, running his own business as a career manager of the company, 18 years old. It's pretty awesome to see Steven. And 1 year ago, he never even started with the company. He never sold $1 worth of Cutco. His parents have owned Cutco for years. His parents have bought Cutco for years. And now it's cool to see him emerge as a leader in the business. So to turn it over to Mr. Steven DeFala to talk to you guys a little bit about the March Madness push and how to maximize it. Let's give a round of applause. Yay, Steven!
All right.
Yes.
Brenda is excited for March Madness. I am excited for March Madness. I'm overexcited. Cool. So I'm gonna go over 3 things with you guys today. Number 1, why push? Number 1 is why push. Number 2 is what is a push? What is push? Number 3 is how to push. I'm gonna go over everything. So to kick it off, why push? Number 1 is to test your limits. Obviously.
Hi, sorry.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, thanks.
All right. Number 1 is test your limits, like maxing out at the gym. Why do you max out at the gym? Obviously to get stronger. So it is definitely important to max out. And number 2 is to obviously get on Jeff's radar. Obviously, I know quite the people on this call are trying to hit some promotions in the summer. So what other way of, getting on top of Jeff's radar than CPO? Obviously, CPO talks. Another reason is making a lot of money in a short period of time. Raise your hand if you like money.
Yes.
Trey, you don't like money?
Yeah.
You like money. Everyone likes money, right? All right, cool. I definitely love money. So a lot of promotions, getting on Jeff's radar, free stuff like Mike's giving away stuff for booking the demos to make you money.
No-brainer.
Too easy, no brainer. Last thing on why push is spring break is also going to be in March Madness, so you want to be spring broke or spring bank. So one of those two. Yeah, it can't be both. Awesome. So, and then also, what is a push? So a push is where you push until something happens, was basically the definition of it, but it's basically doing more than you usually do. So if you usually do 3 appointments, do 5. If you usually do 5 appointments, do 7. If you usually do 7 appointments, do 10. Obviously just maxing out. And then that's basically what a push is. How do you push? Now this is where we dig deep. So how do you push? Number 1 is set a goal, obviously. So personally, my goal is, my must is 5 and my should or could is 10. So obviously shooting for 10. Number 2 is map out how to hit that goal, how to achieve it. Number 3 is plan in your schedule. Like now, I just did it earlier today. Plan in your schedule on when you're going to do appointments. So I personally, I'm going to do 25 demos. So how to do that is you divide your average order times, or divided by your goal, and that'll bring how many appointments you need to do over the course of these 2 weeks. Next is phone time. You want to put phone time in your schedule. We're going to be here I'm going to be here at 12 o'clock on Sundays to get some phone time in. So definitely plan out phone time in your schedule. And then number 5 is put a list together on names and numbers that you have to call. I recommend getting in 100 to 200 names on a list. If you don't have that many, put as many as you can on the list to just bang out calls. Because the easiest way for me is call after call after call, getting as many as you can. So number 6 is your skill set. Like Mike said earlier, earlier on session 1. We have a skill set alliance every single morning at 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., whichever one it is. 8 a.m. Cool. 8 a.m. We have guest speakers. Mike's going to be talking. Mike's at $300,000 in personal sales, so he knows how to sling the blades. We're going to have Carlos Cordero, Andrew Evans, a whole bunch of guest speakers that definitely know what they're doing. So definitely be on that alliance. We're gonna learn a lot and just getting your morning routine buttoned up as well. So in closing, a push is an excuse to make more money in obviously a short period of time. Here we want to win. We're bringing this trophy back. I'll tell you right now. Gainesville, whack. Everyone else, all the other teams that we're going to go against, no offense, but whack. We definitely deserve this trophy for part 2. And back-to-back winners. We're going to be like Golden State. Just in case you don't like Golden State, too bad. We're going to be like Golden State. And win a bunch of free stuff. So that's my talk as of right now. So definitely maximize your push. And gang.
Nice. All right, Steven. So at this point in time, we're trying to come together as a team and do some things, as individuals while coming together and do something together as a team too. So what I want you to do is I want you to take out your schedules, okay? And we're going to actually implement some of the things that Steven just talked about. So we're going to look at the next 15 days. We're going to do some time management 101. This is going to be helpful for everyone. So do a little time management 101. We're going to look at the next 15 days and map some things out. First off, what Steven said, why push? I love that. I'm curious to hear from maybe one or two of you if you got a light bulb or a takeaway about, why push or what is a push or how to put the plan together for you to help you maximize your results coming from someone who sold $50,000 worth of Cutco around school, around graduating high school and then around summer and now around his management training and his leadership academy courses. So I'm curious to hear, we'll take one local and one from virtual land. What showed up for you where you're like, yeah, I kind of need to hear that. That was good. Let's go to virtual land first. Who in virtual land? Biggest takeaway from Steven's message? Just one.
I'll go. So I think that being a push is a very short time. So just, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. So just short window of time, just go all out. It's like the 400-meter dash.
That's right. Coming from the runner. I like it. The runner who says it's like a 400-meter dash. Love it. And Trey, what about you?
If you like making money, then pushing is a pretty good idea. If you do, especially if you're going to school, if you condense a lot of your work into a short amount of time and make a fat paycheck, that just takes a lot of pressure off of you when you go back to school, so you can focus more if that's a priority for you.
Said well, coming from Trey, who's at almost 70,000 in sales now, almost 75,000 in sales. So it's a great point. One of the things that I want to echo what Steven said that I wrote down for each of you guys is the plan that you guys are going to put together. The plan that you guys are going to put together. This is a self-imposed. Pushes always are self-imposed. So when you go to the gym, when you go for a run, when you're doing anything, it's even college. You crazy little college kids, you think you're forced to do it? You're not forced to do it. It's self-imposed. You could drop out. You'd face consequences. There's always consequences, but there's always choices as well. So everything is a choice, and everything is also a consequence. What we're trying to help you create and self-impose are positive consequences that come from your decisions. And when you push yourself and you do the tough things, you experience really great consequences. We talked about this I came and picked it up because it's so damn heavy. We talked about this during session 1. All of these individuals are Cutco trained, Vector trained, every one of them. These are best-selling authors. We are a breeding ground of successful people. So if you go look up John Ruhlin, this guy, Giftology, He was just featured on the news about how he's so successful, and he gives all of his success to Vector Marketing. This guy, Hal Elrod, has a group, a community over 100,000 people on Facebook. He is international bestseller, Cutco Vector Train. You know, you look at Kathy Christian, she was just on the news in Texas. I just shared her post in a Grab community. She is a division manager in Vector Marketing out in Texas currently right now. Vector Train. John Vroman is the #1 sought-out speaker for colleges across the United States. And his Front Row Factor, he runs a nonprofit called the Front Row Foundation, Cutco Vector Train. I just had a conversation with Rachel Richards yesterday. You've got to check out this conversation on my Facebook. If you haven't watched it, you've got to go watch it. That is an assignment. She is making 6 figures, owns multiple properties, successful financial advisor. She's 26 years old and attributes her success not to her college education, to going through Cutco through college and being Vector trained. And the list goes on and on and on of all these awesome, really great people that are Vector trained. So why push? Because all these other people have done it before you. So let's talk about the plan. Let's go ahead and look at your schedule. 15 days. I want you to do first things first. The next 15 days, cross out everything that's set in stone. That's number 1. Set it in stone. Everything is set in stone. Cross off your school. Cross off clubs, extracurriculars, travel, London, England, flights. Cross off everything for the next 15 days. Everything that's set in stone. Team meetings from Eastern time, 6 p.m. to 6:30, and then 8:45 to 9:30 every Wednesday night. Cross that off for next week and the week after that. 2 sessions, of course, with the phone jam in between. So you could cross that off. You could cross off, the morning workshops. I'll tell you right now, the Champions Club in the morning, if you want to start your day with energy, with poise, with confidence, with excitement, with skill sets, with a mindset, 8 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. to 8:30 will be instruction, and then 8:30 to 9 will be some phoning. I promise you, you show up for 1 or 2 of those mornings, you will feel juiced and jazzed for your day. Our goal is to get you more things accomplished before your friends wake up. Could you get more things accomplished before your friends wake up during the push? Could you get a meditation session in before you start the alliance? Could you go for a cold plunge or take a cold shower before you hop on that Zoom at 8 a.m.? Could you do some journaling or read a couple of pages in a book before 8 a.m. and then hop on and work on some skill set? Can you imagine what your life would look like in 15 days from now if you committed to really great daily practices that have nothing to do with anything other than becoming a better version of you? This is all about personal, professional development that can help you have financial growth. So cross off all the set in stone obligations for 15 days. Once you do that, then you're going to put in little dollar signs on when you could make money around all of that. On when you could make money. Not that you're going to. Put them in like maybe 90-minute, hour, 45-minute intervals so you can kind of give yourself enough time. And just see how many appointments it ends up looking like in 15 days, all the way till Monday, March 15th? March 15th, March 14th. March 11th. My apologies. All the way through March 11th. And this is not the new Cutco. This is time management 101. You're just looking at the next 15 days of all the things you have going on and then putting in little dollar signs around what you have going on to see when you could make money if you wanted to. Not that you have to, but if you wanted to. Now, I'd like to use one person as an example that has this all finished, so that way I can use that as an example to demonstrate where I could see your schedule and use it as a model. Do you have yours? Can I use yours as well? Thank you. So this is Sierra's sport in the Grab Your Time weekly, monthly planner. I'll tell you, if you need a good planner, this is a fantastic one. All right, so check it out. What you do is you cross off all the set in stone obligations, and then you put the little dollar signs. Now, what Sierra has done so well is then at the bottom of the page, she also circled how many dollar signs are available at the end of each day of however many dollar signs are open. Now, that's not what she's going to do. It's just what she could do if she wanted to do all of those appointments. That's not what she's going to do. It's just what she could do. So a push is seeing what's possible, and then you can kind of figure out what do you want to do. So what is yours add up to?
33.
So 33 total openings in 15 days. So Sierra has a total of 33 available, and Sierra said, I want to do 30 of the 33 openings. Now, that's going to be a push. That's a push. To give the effort to do that is going to be a push. Now, she's not in school, so she has a little bit more time, and she's able to work this out and make it happen. But she does have a lot of responsibilities inside the office as well as an assistant manager, but she's still opening up her schedule for 30 appointments, and she wants to sell $8,000 on those 30 appointments. So we want to figure out, what did that number look like for you? I mean, Josh is in high school. You know, how many did yours total add up to?
20.
No, that you have any availabilities?
Oh, well, I'm trying to figure out because I'm working some events too. So, but I have 15 spots for demos right now.
Out of 20?
Yeah, that's why I got to work on it because I'm going to figure out
Okay.
if I'm going to calculate like the
So Josh around high school is probably going to be sitting at about 15 appointments for the 15 days. That's cool. That's a push for him. He's in high school. Hey, if you could do 7 or 8 appointments in a week around high school, that's great. That's a push. Because most of the time our students around high school are doing like 5. So doing 7 or 8 is a push. That's great. We'll take it. So then you figure out, okay, how many appointments do you want? So let's go around the horn. I'd like to get it from everybody of how many appointments could you do, the big number, and how many of those are you saying, Mike, I'd really like to do that many? So far I got Steven at 25, Amanda 25, Josh 20, Sierra 30. Who else?
All right.
So I'm going to come to, we'll go to Lindsay, Alex, Brandon, Kiki, Caroline, Tori. Just what it added up to for those 15 days.
I have 18.
All right. So Caroline has 18. That's not what you're going to do. It's just what you could do as a push if you wanted to. I'd like to have you start thinking about what you want to do. What you could do. So
I would say maybe I'll try for 15.
So we'll put a 15 out of the 18 just to have it as an idea right now. It's just an idea right now, but that's what we're looking at. So we'll go. Who's ready? Trey, how many?
25 with also events and 9K.
25 availability. That's the big number.
Yeah.
So 25 openings. How many of those 25 would we'll come back to how many you want to do out of those 25. So we'll go Kiki and Alex, Lindsay.
I would have 7 as like a hope for, and then 3 as like a goal.
So this is for full 15 days.
Oh,
So
15 days? Oh, okay. So
15 days. Yeah. So that's what we're working through right now. So to take out the schedule, that's why I just showed Sierra's schedule. You might have not been in the room. I know I didn't see her face, but that was the whole schedule there. Bang. Of the next 15 days of what you could do.
Yeah, I saw.
Cool. So we'll come back to you. Alex, Lindsay, Tori, of what you could do. Brandon. I know, Lindsay, you're in England for most of that, but
I'm going to say I have 5 days, so I'm going to say let's go with 15. See what happens.
So 15 openings is a possibility. This is not, again, what you're going to do. This is just what you could do. Kiki.
I'm gonna say 15, so like 1 each day, just with school and everything, and then as a possibility, and then 10 as the could be, as the goal.
Cool. I didn't even take that number yet, but I'll take it right now. Alex, are you with us? Alex and Brandon, are you with us right now? Are you guys frozen?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear
Can
you
you
now.
hear me? Because it's been cutting in and out.
Yep, I can hear you now. Talk to me. How many is your total openings you could do?
I can't really hear you guys right now, but the Wi-Fi here isn't that great.
All right, so we'll come back to you. Brandon,
Okay, wait, I can hear you now.
okay, how many could you do with the 15 days? So essentially you want to take your planner and map it all out of what you could do for 15 days.
I have available that I could do 20.
All right, we'll take that. And then Brandon, Corey, do you guys have an idea? And again, this is not what you're going to do, it's what you could do.
For available, I have 16. And what I want to try to do is 12 throughout those.
Oh, I'm not even taking that number, but I appreciate it. I just wanted to get an idea of your openness of what you guys could do. And Tori, I know you and I just spoke right before this, but if you want to play along, over the 15-day period, what could show up for you?
In the next 15 days, I'm pretty busy, so
So it's Monday.
Huh?
I'm sorry, it's not the next 15 days. It's from Monday all the way through March 11th.
got it. Okay.
My bad. I apologize.
In 15 days, I could probably, well, I have about 11 openings. I could probably do
So let's
maybe
do it 11.
7.
And that's from Monday until 2 weeks later Monday, just so you know. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's what we're mapping out. So this Monday coming up, February 25th, I think, right? All the way through Monday, March 11th. Yeah, March 25th to the or February 25th to the 11th. Cool. So here's how time management works. You look at what's available to you. What's available to you. We all have 168 hours. Here's Mike Abramowitz's rant on time management. We all have 168 hours. It is a finite, equal playing field. So I have the same amount of hours as Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Donald Trump. I mean, the president of multiple companies, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. I have the exact same amount of hours as everybody else. That is equal level playing field. So not everyone has the same amount of money. Not everyone has the same amount of social equity, but everyone has the exact same amount of time. So anybody that ever says, I don't have enough time, it's not that they don't have the time, because anyone who's ever done anything that you want to do had the exact same amount of time that you currently have. So time is never the reason for not achieving anything. What is it? It's desire. That's it. It's desire is what separates the rest from the best, essentially, as cliche as that sounds. So my goal as your guide, your coach, your mentor, your manager is to instill the desire to want to use that time for your Cutco appointments, because your Cutco appointments will position you to have awesome stories like these great authors of these books, to open up doors for your life. It's not about the money. The money is what is money? A green piece of paper with dead people on it? It's what that money brings you. It's the emotions, the independence, the opportunity, the freedom, the travel, the experiences, the ability to feed people, to donate to causes, the peace of mind. That's what that brings you. And there's two ways to get the money. You could earn it, or you could inherit it or borrow it. And the fact is, I would say 85% of the people in front of me could borrow the money you needed from your parents or a loved one. But the difference is, when you earn it yourself, you view that money differently. And that's what we want you to experience with money. We want you to view it differently. It's not a matter of making thousands of dollars because you did the knife job, although I want you to make thousands of dollars doing the knife job. It's about getting paid what you're worth. Right now in academia, you get a grade for how hard you work. But in the real world, in the business world, in retail jobs and anything you do, a lot of times they pay you for your time. I don't know how much your time is worth right now, because no one gives you a chance to pay yourself what you're worth. This is your chance. Let the push be an example. Let it be a test. Let's call this the midterm of Cutco, and get paid what you're worth. How much are you worth? $10 an hour, like society says you're worth? I would bet every dollar I have that when you're at your best, when you cram for exams and you work hard on that test, or you push yourself at the gym and you apply that type of effort to this Cutco knife job, that you will pay yourself more than $10 an hour of what society says you're worth. Society says you're worth $9, $10, $11 an hour. I bet many of you are worth $30 or $40 or $50 an hour. This is your chance to prove it to yourself. If you only have 11 appointments to do in those 15 days, great. How many hours will you be able to dedicate to work? You think about how many hours of organizing your list, making the phone calls, doing the actual demo. Maybe for every one appointment takes you 2 hours. So something along those lines. If you're going to do, let's say 20 appointments, 10 a week. We'll just use easy math here. 20 appointments, that's 10 a week. For 2 hours per appointment, that's 40 hours of work. Let's do some math. Follow along with me. Don't let me lose you. I'll use a calculator, make it easy for all of us. Okay? If you do 20 appointments, that's 40 hours of work. Now, on 20 appointments, let's say how many people buy the knives? Let's say 15 buy the knives. Okay? 15 buy the knives. Our average order is $300. That means you sell $4,500. At $4,500, you win a gourmet set, which is $800 in Cutco. You get the dinner out with the division manager and myself. You also get any piece of Cutco from the knife catalog you want, which is up to $125 or $150 value there. So you got about $1,000 in prizes. Plus, if you're brand new, you're at $0 in sales. Of when you sell $4,500, you've made 400 and another 3. You've made $700. So when you sell $4,500, you've made $700 when you're brand new. Now, those of you guys are at 30%. You make 30% of that, so $1,350. So $1,350 on the higher end plus bonuses, or $750 on the lower end, plus like $1,000 in cash and prizes. So it's $750. We'll go with that. $750 divided by 40 hours is $18.75 an hour, plus the prizes that go along with it. So on the very low end, if you're a brand new rep, you will be paying yourself about $18.75 an hour. On the higher end, if you're at 30%, $1,350 divided by 40 hours, you're making $33.75 an hour, plus the prizes. And if you're at bonus land, you're making a bonus on top of this, probably making closer to $40 to $50 an hour. Now, this is not an hourly job, but if you position yourself to think about it in these terms, you're getting paid what you're worth. That's the beautiful part. And you could prove to yourself you're worth $30 an hour. So if someone tries to hire you at the mall for $10 an hour, you're like, no, because I know I'm worth $33 an hour. I had a conversation with a kid today that decided not to do the job because he doesn't think he'll make enough money working here. That's okay. And he might be right. But at least I'll never know because he didn't put in the work. I'm encouraging you to use this push to put in the work to figure that number out. And maybe one or two of you are worth $4 an hour. But at least you know. At least you know you're worth $4 an hour. You gotta get your hustle up. You gotta increase your skills. What a great awareness to have at 18, 19 years old, that you're only actually worth $4 an hour. So you can actually increase your worth. I know this is a lot of me talking. Anything show up for you before I start wrapping up tonight? I know it's a lot of information, a lot to take in. Before we wrap up tonight, and start actually giving you an idea of how much you want to sell and what you're going to do, because I want to map out our push goal. So what shows up for you guys? So Steven, what showed up for you?
I think the biggest takeaway for me
Loud.
I think the biggest takeaway for me was it's what we're in control of how much we're worth. So you decide what your time is worth. So it's kind of cool to position yourself to be in charge of that rather than someone telling you you're worth $10 an hour. So that was big for me.
It's huge. I didn't learn that until I was like in my mid-20s. Where it came for me is actually a good point for everybody. Where it came for me, I had a school. I used to volunteer at the schools. I volunteered hundreds of hours of speaking, and a school asked me to speak. And I was like, I can't give the time anymore. My time is just too valuable. They said, how much is your time worth? Like, how much will it cost for us to bring you in to speak? And I really thought about it. And I'd love for each of you to really think about that too. Like, how much is your time worth? How much is an hour worth? Because it wasn't an hour. Yeah, I was speaking for an hour, but the amount of prep time I had to put to prepare the speech, the amount of effort and energy to prepare the keynote that goes behind the speech, and then on top of it, the travel time and the time I was taking away from other things I could have been doing to make money. So how much was that really worth? $1,000. $1,000 for an hour is what it came to for me. And if you don't want to pay me $1,000 an hour, you're not going to get Mike Abramowitz. But I'm okay with that. The decisions you make now at 18, 17, 19, 20 years old are framing you for how much you're going to be worth when you're 33 years old like I am. Guys got this? Love that. That's a great point. Let's say one more takeaway. Any other light bulbs or takeaways from this section of our team meeting tonight, talking about time management. Talking about time management, that's the topic, and how much your time is worth. That's what we're talking about tonight. Josh, what should it for you?
I think everybody should just really focus on putting lots of time and actually putting everything in the schedule, because when you break it down, how many appointments you need to do a week, everything like that, makes it a lot more attainable. You know exactly what you have to do. You know exactly how many appointments you have to do, and it's just one less thing you have to worry about. You really just have to follow the program that you already made. So I would definitely just encourage everybody to be intentional with your planning, because if not, it's just going to be a lot more stressful to actually follow through with your goals. Yeah, and when we have that high level of stress, when we feel behind, it's easy for us to sell for temptation and quit. That's what we're trying to avoid. So if we create a plan, it's not going to work out perfectly, but if we create the plan, we at least have a playbook. We have a framework. Then we have something to kind of go by, versus calling a Hail Mary every play. Like, the playbook is what we're creating right now. So here's what I would say. Now that we have an idea of how many appointments you could do, Stephen 25, Amanda 25, Josh 20, Sierra 30, Trey 25, Caroline 18, Alex 20, Lindsay 15, Kiki 15, Tori 11, Brandon 16. You have an idea of what you could do. Now you think about, well, how much do I want to do? Oh, Brenda, I'm sorry. 25. Brenda, 25. So then it's like, how much do I want to do? Now, I don't need that number from you right now. I'm not getting that number from you right now just for time's sake. But I really want you to think about what it could look like if you did, 70% of that number. 70%, not 100%, but like maybe 70% of what that number looks like, and how much you would sell from that and what that would make. Here's what I'll tell you. If we did all that math, each of you would end up selling somewhere between $1,500 to $3,000 a week. Somewhere in that neighborhood. And if you guys do that for the 2 weeks, there's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11, 12, 13. We have 13 people that could sell right now. And if 13 people are selling $1,500 to $3,000 a week, we'll call it 2K average, right? 2K average each week. That's 4K average times 13 people. What does that equal? Like 36 grand? I think it's more than that. 13 people selling 4K. It's a little bit more than that, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
So 52 grand. That means we're going to sell about 50 G's in the next 2 weeks. Just to put that in perspective, we're at 96,000 for the first 7 weeks of the year. So we legitimately can increase our sales and our entire business growth for the next 2 weeks. We could do 50% of our annual sales in the next 2 weeks if we all came together and did about 70% of what we could do. Plus all the new reps that you guys recommend to the job. Shout out to Kiki. I have a couple of her friends starting training. Shout out to Alex. We have 3 of Kiki's friends starting this week, or 2 of Kiki's friends. I got another one of Alex's friends. I got another 2 of Steven's friends. I got another one of Josh's friends. All helping us build the team. It's freaking awesome. And it's going to be great. So we even have more of them. So 50K plus what the new kids sell for the next 2 weeks. We can legitimately win this trophy. We can hold on to this ranking. It's not about the trophy. It's about being your best. You don't have to be, we don't, but if you be your best, you'll help us be the best. Hence, best day of my life, right? All lines in together. So leaving tonight, if you really want to elevate and you really want to step up, it takes 3 things. If you decide that you want to do these things, it's going to be up to you. These are the things it's going to take. Number one, it's going to take high-level coaching. You're going to need some coaching in order to achieve your goals. Bottom line, number 1. Number 2, it's going to need some structure. You're going to need some structure, which is the plan that we just put in place. So you're going to need the coaching, you're going to need the structure, and number 3, you're going to need a circle of influence of people around you that are doing the exact same thing as you. If I went to the gym with a bag full of McDonald's and be like, hey, y'all, I'm here to work out, McDonald's, I'm going to be looked at and laughed at because they're going to be like, what are you doing here? You're out of place. If you're trying to wake up early and do Cutco stuff from your dorm and the only people you're associating with are other people that are not doing Cutco, that's like you showing up to the gym with a bag full of McDonald's. You've got to associate with other people that are trying to push just like you, which is why we have the morning elevation series at 8 a.m. So that way you're not weird for waking up early and learning stuff. So I highly recommend you to sign up. Maybe it's not every morning, Monday through Friday, but could you agree to 2 or 3 or 4 of the mornings and say, I'll wake up and get motivated, inspired, and start my day with like really good, instrumental skills that are going to help me with my business. So you got to surround yourself around people that are on the same mission as you. Number 2, you got to get high-level coaching. Anybody that commits and says, I'll sign up for the morning workshops, I'm going to personally work with you. Why? Because I want to win the trophy. And if you're giving the effort, I'm going to give the effort. So of course, you're going to get more coaching for myself and the management staff. And of course, the structure, the plan, I'm going to take your final plan from you on Sunday. On Sunday, when we have a conversation, I'll take your final plan of what you decide to do. So between now and Sunday is when you'll have a conversation with your coach tomorrow or myself, and we'll figure out what is your end game. What are you going to do? And, we'll see what works for you. It's self-imposed quotas. And, then we'll do our best to hold you accountable to it. So I already have from session 1, I already have Steven, Sierra, and Josh signed up for these morning workshops. All you do is you click the Zoom from home, just like you're doing right now. You're in a quiet place where you can take some notes and learn on how to get better at life. Some of the talks will be about life. Some of them will be about knives, but we want to help you have a better day. And then, you go about it. 8 to 8:30 will be skill set and mindset. And then 8:30 to 9 will be some phone calls and organization for your day. So who else says, Mike, I'd like some more coaching from you. I'd like to surround myself around other people that are on this same journey as me. So that way I'm not the guy holding McDonald's showing up to the gym. Who says, I'd like to sign up for this, Mike? You can count me in. I can't agree to every day, but I know I'll at least commit to a few of those mornings that align with my schedule if I'm not in class or something like that. Who says I could sign up for a few? Brenda? And then of course I'll get the final days of what days you will sign up for on Sunday, because this doesn't start till Monday. But Brenda says I want to elevate. Alex says that it sounded like he said he wants to elevate.
Yeah, definitely. Probably not every morning, just because I do a lot of my homework in the mornings, but for sure want to join. Because I remember doing, like when I first started doing those morning calls when we actually like came into the office, and that like truly helped me and like really pushed me. And like I just remember that, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Take another 20 seconds to talk about that. Why did that help you? Why did those mornings help you? Because those mornings, by the way, Alex, are why you're on this call being considered, being promoted as an assistant manager this summer, because you were willing to commit to those. Talk to us, 20-second version of like what helped you out from those mornings.
Just like being able to get up early and like get coached by you guys early on and have the rest of the day to call, taking great notes from what you guys said. And it's just great because when you start your day earlier, like you can do more things and you don't have to stress about cramming it in at the end of the day. But yeah, those mornings really helped. They really pushed me, and I really like those.
Love that, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're signing up for some more. More pain. I like it. Who else says, there's a few mornings I could make sure I could wake up. I could accommodate several of the mornings. There's 11 mornings total. If you could commit to, a good handful of them, I'd love for all of them. But, if the schedule isn't aligned, it's cool. Who else says, I'd like to have the high-level coaching. I'd like to have the circle of influence and other running mates doing this with me. And I'd like to have, the structured accountability to kind of help you hit some of your goals too. Yeah, I'm staring at you, Kiki. You feel it?
I go to bed so late, and I get like 3 hours of sleep right now.
Do you feel the eyes staring at you, Kiki?
Yes.
Kiki, do you love me? Do you want it? You want to wake up early? Yes, you do. Champions Club, help you out. Gonna teach you really good skills. Help you get promoted. No, that's it.
We gotta pick that off right there.
All right. I'll take final calls on Sunday. But again, the purpose of tonight was to help you map out your schedules and see what you could do. And if the only thing holding you back from waking up early is the mere fact of waking up early, here's what I'll tell you. This is an excuse for you to develop some good patterns, because when you're moved out of the dorms and you move out of your parents' house and you go to your big girl and big boy jobs, I promise you, you're going to need to develop those habits anyway. You might as well start now and strengthen that skill, knowing that you could turn it on like you did for, 15 years of your life through all elementary, middle school, and high school, where you had to start your day at the appropriate time. This is an opportunity for you to do it a little bit more for a couple of weeks. But as a grown-up, as a big boy and girl, I'm responsible as a professional. So I'm super pumped for you. Now, again, if you have morning classes, there's nothing you could do. You're already waking up early, you're disciplined. But if you're not, I highly recommend you to really consider the value of what we can offer you, young people, because we only do this a couple of times a year. So we got Alex. I'll take it. Alex, Brenda, Josh, Sierra, Steven, we'll have a great elevation series. I want to wrap up. Before I wrap up, we have a quick announcement from Mr. Jeff Gamboa that he wanted to give a couple thoughts to you. Jeff, for those of you guys that don't know, Jeff runs the entire division. He's responsible for right at $70 million in Cutco sales. He started selling Cutco back in 1997, pre-med major at the University of Maryland, and did Cutco through college, was the #1 student selling Cutco his first summer. And this is someone who paid his way through med school and graduated college with 15 job offers, 15 opportunities and options post-college graduation. So Jeff wanted to offer a couple thoughts for you, and then we'll wrap up with your biggest takeaways.
Hey, team, it's your division manager, Jeff Gamboa. I'm coming at you here on Wednesday. I first of all want to say that if you're brand new to our United organization, if you just finished training this past Friday or Saturday, first of all, work hard in this very exciting time, your Fast Start, this Fast Start program. Get all the training that you can and maximize your appointments. Finish that Fast Start strong. But then number 2, make sure that you're getting on my radar. Make sure you get a chance to get my phone number if you haven't already from your district manager. Let's network, let's connect, and let's create some new opportunities for you here in the summer of 2019 with our assistant manager opportunities, with our internship opportunities, and most exciting for this year in 2019, entrance into our Leadership Academy for our 2019 class. So ask your manager about the details. I want to take this short opportunity here on Wednesday to get you excited, to make you aware, to bring thought and awareness to an exciting time in our company. That's the March Madness push. And just like the sporting event for NCAA basketball, men's and women's basketball, with their March Madness tournament to really narrow it down to the best team in the country. So Cutco has the same, very similar contest here called the March Madness Push. So it starts this coming Monday, February the 25th, and you can mark the dates down till March 11th. And there's going to be a region-wide competition. In fact, there's a running trophy, a rolling trophy that travels from office to office each year. And currently the #1 organization holding last year's March Madness title is the Clearwater office led by Mike Abramowitz and staff here, part of our Florida United division. So we'll be competing with all the different offices in the entire Eastern region. There'll be a week-by-week bracket, so the competitive juices get flowing. But number 2, it's an opportunity for you to make a massive amount of income in a short period of time, maximize those promotions. So, what we do is we recommend a set time, a set schedule, a set amount of appointments from week to week. But when it's a push time, it's time to increase and surge those opportunities, to surge your income, to take the time and take all those skills that you've learned here in your first 10 days or for the past couple of weeks of being consistent and make a run, make a move. And that's what the March Madness contest is going to do. It's going to bring awareness and competition. It's going to surge your income. It's going to create better experience for you. It's going to create more awareness and confidence in the position. And there's some great prizes. If you're a rep under 150 grand, first of all you have to do is sell $1,500 and you win a free piece of Cutco, your choice, up to $125. Number two, if you sell over $3,000, you're going to get to attend a really awesome networking event, which is our 5K or 3K to feast hosted by your local district manager. So get invited. All you have to do is sell $3,000 and you can mix and mingle with the best people in the organization. And as they say in business, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And the smart thing in business is to get invited to these networking events. And then at $4,500, you win a classic gourmet set. So there are a bunch of prizes up for grabs. There's competition for TLA candidates. There's a chance to make a move. But your manager is going to go through the details of, how does this Sunday phone jam change? How does next week with an alliance change? We're going to have a special program Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 in the morning where we will have special coaching to help drive your results, give you extra support, extra information here during the next 2 weeks of competition. I want to thank Mr. Mike Abramowitz and the Clearwater team for leading the way as the championship running running championship office for March Madness. And they'll give you details, but from 8 to 9 a.m., we'll have an 8 to 8:30 instruction, high-powered selling, personal mindset, growth, leads, you name it. We'll have instruction on all those topics to help grow your business. And then from 8:30 to 9, we'll have an accountability phone jam. So talk to your manager about the schedule. Talk about how you can get invited. And if you haven't already, get a one-on-one PC with your manager to talk about your goals, what the type of income is you want to earn for the push, and of course, these great prizes you can shoot for. So I'm looking forward for those of you to step up, make a statement for yourself, getting on my radar. I'm excited to see us take home that traveling trophy again for March Madness. And I'm also excited to see who steps up and creates a name for themselves here during the March Madness contest. So have a great team meeting tonight, everyone. Finish strong on your phone jam, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.
Bang. So that's all she wrote. So this is it. This is the final week before we start this competition. So finish off, of course, hitting your goals. Get a call with your coach tomorrow for your benchmark call, whether that's with me, if I'm your coach, or someone else. And, get ready for a great weekend. And then, of course, on Sunday, we're going to start this off. All you got to do is leave with 5, and you'll go into a raffle for this mini chopper, Petite Santoku $100 knife. And if you're here at the office, if there was ever a time to come into the office to make phone calls, this Sunday is it. Because after 6, you get 6, you get a grab. 8, you get a grab. 10, you get a grab. 12, you get a grab. 14, you get a grab. So every 2 after that, you're going to get a grab. I got $100 cash. I'll put a mix of 10s, 5s, and 1s in a bag. And then you guys will get a grab every time you book up some demos, which is going to be exciting. And then 10 or more, for those of you guys thinking big, the Big Daddy Cleaver is about to go down where you could chop coconuts right in half with this sucker. Pretty freaking awesome. So thank you all for your time. I appreciate you. And we're going to have a fantastic rest of the weekend. So if you can go ahead, just for time's sake, usually we'll go around the horn and what your biggest takeaway was. Go ahead on our Game Changer group right now. If you could just go to the team chat, your biggest takeaway and your biggest action step. So biggest takeaway and biggest action step from tonight, from tonight's session. So biggest takeaway, biggest action step. And thank you all for helping us build the team. Thank you for helping us, spread the word and helping your friends know that we exist as the #1 student work program in the country. And I'm a proud district manager that I get a chance to spend a Wednesday night with each of you, because realistically, you could have been doing anything. You could be getting high, drunk, laid, partying, play video games, anything in between. But you are here with me tonight on a Wednesday night, and I respect and admire every one of you for that, because I know, 15 years ago, I could have easily settled for temptation, but instead I chose growth. And you all are choosing growth, and I admire that about every one of you. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time and energy.
You're in the right place. It's money-making season.
And it is money-making season, baby. So send your biggest takeaways, and we'll chat soon. Thanks for joining us, guys.